Howdy folks, and I hope you're all set for All Hallows Eve wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for my top 10 favourite 1/6 scale horror action figures. So with Halloween just around the corner and it being my personal favourite time of the year, and also the fact that this collection here is probably made up of about 1/3 horror figures, I thought it was long overdue that we did my top 10 personal favourites. So what will that consist of? Well, it's mainstream horror. We're mainlining horror here. There's no Preds, there's no Terminators, there's no aliens. Unfortunately, they fall into the science fiction realm as far as I'm concerned, even though they do have a touch of horror. No, this is pure horror for the purists. So it will be coming at you in a top 10 order, although it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to pick 10 from this lot. Considering how many there are, but I managed it, and it will be coming at you in a top 10 order. So without further ado, but before we dive in, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everyone who's supported the channel, and please drop a like and hype on this video as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the 1/6 scale news, reviews, previews, showcases, best ofs, and all that other stuff that we've got coming up. So without further ado, for a second time, let's dive in and find out what's at number 10. So in at number 10, it is none other than Executive Replica's take on Vampirella. An old figure, this one. This has got some years on. It's about 7 years old, I believe, but I think it still stands up today. Which has bought it that coveted number 10 spot. But let's have a quick look around. Let's start with this base. Now I think for a 7-year-old base, Executive Replicas did a cracking job here. You've got this sort of diorama, this graveyard diorama going on, and the rock effects and the paint applications are really, really nice. You've got skulls all over the place. You've got hands coming up through the ground there. There's blood paint applications on there to give it that extra depth. And overall, I think this is a phenomenal base. Even around the back here, with the lights catching this, you've got this tombstone that says RIP on it. Really well done, really nicely weathered and chipped. You've got this sort of wall section around the back, and you've also got this arm bursting through the ground here. One downside of this particular diorama is there is no waist grabber, no crotch grabber, no waist grabber, no nothing at all. And essentially, as you can see, she's quite a slim figure in certain areas, and she has those ridiculously high heels. Now, those heels are completely accurate to the character, but standing this figure on this base is a proper ball egg. I've actually got 2 double-sided felt pads underneath those high heel boots, and she is managing to stay upright, but I'm just praying she doesn't topple during the course of this particular video. But let's try and spin around so we can see the back of this diorama base, and it really is glorious. Let's pray she doesn't fall over. You can see that hand there and the back of that gravestone, and yeah, I think for a 7-year-old diorama, it's holding up exceptionally well, even though it is minus any kind of visible support. The figure itself, I think, is stunning and holds up today. This has got about 7 years on it, I think, this figure. I think it comes in at about 7 years old, but it still looks amazing today. The proportions are as I remember them. I grew up on Vampirella, on the graphic novels, on the comics, on the written word novels as well. And this is exactly as I imagined her. I think, and don't quote me on this, but I think Executive Replicas were going for that Carolyn Monroe look, because she was due to make a film of this particular character, but that never actually happened as I remember. They also released an Asian version of this pretty much around about the same time, which is very similar other than the head sculpt itself. Talking of accessories, you get a steel crossbow, you get swap out hands, and these hands are absolutely glorious with these fantastically done fingernails on here, super shiny, very delicate. You have to watch out, but the high gloss paint application on there is great. So you get swap out hands, you get these metal wristbands, uneven in number on the right and left wrist. You've got that gold bicep bracelet type effect going on as well. You also get a cape with this particular figure, but I can't see the point myself of wanting to cover up this glorious TB League Fison body. The body itself, absolutely excellent. Those boots are pleather, but they've stood the test of time really, really well. There's no cracking, there's no flaking, and they look fantastic. The body itself, well, as I say, for a 7-year-old piece, this is doing exceptionally well. Let's spin around a little bit so you can see it from the side here. No cracking, no flaking, no disintegration of that body, which is phenomenal to see. I don't have it in dynamic poses, so that probably goes some way to explaining why this body is still in such excellent condition. But yeah, skin tones, textures, absolutely excellent, and a testament to TB League and Fison's work here. You also get a swap out head sculpt with this particular piece. Now, I've got to say, I'm not keen on the swap out head sculpt. She's winking, one eye closed, and she's got a tongue sticking out. And I've got to say, it just looks goofy to me. Looks like she's been drinking. But overall, I think this is a great head sculpt. You've got that green eyeshadow, the eyes are nice and glassy, super glossy lips there with that lipstick, and the hair is rooted as well. Yes, it would probably not get past QC regarding the rooting of it today, and it will probably be done slightly better, but it's got that super high gloss black sheen. It falls really well. Does need a little bit of futzing from time to time just to calm it down. It can get a bit flyaway, but overall I think it's superb. That outfit, once again, that's over the TB League Fison body and done in pleather, and once again held up really, really well. Super skimpy leather look. It works with that high collar and that jewel at the in the throat area there, and that gold winged bat symbol in the abdomen. And overall, I think this is a phenomenal piece. Still love it today. Still think it's a fantastic rendition of an incredibly iconic character, and that's why Executive Replicas, TB League and Fison, and that's a mouthful, their take on Vampirella has made it into the number 10 spot. So onwards and upwards, let's find out what's at number 9. Okay folks, so at number 9, it's 2 for the price of 1. Yes, it's a pair of figures, and you're going to find this a lot in this video. If 2 figures were destined to be together, then even if they're from different companies, then they're both going to take that coveted place in the top 10. So at number 9, on the left we have Trick or Treat Studios' take on Dr. Loomis, aka Donald Pleasence, from the original Halloween, and on the right we have Sideshow's Michael Myers. Now, what top 10 would be complete? What Halloween, what horror top 10 would be complete without these 2 characters? So let's take a look at Michael first. And it's worth mentioning, actually, these aren't the bases that these figures come with, as is the case with all Tots figures. The Donald Pleasence, the Loomis figure, didn't have a stand at all, and the Sideshow figure came with the horrible hexagon, which I loathe and detest, as regulars to the channel will know. They are actually on a TB League Fison Bloodshot base. I've got several of these, and I use these for a number of figures. This isn't the base I use to display these figures. I've got a diorama base of the Strode House, which I use, which I think just complements them brilliantly. But the figures themselves, yeah. Let's start with Michael. Now, we can argue the colour of these overalls until the cows come home. Fans have managed to locate the originals. We know there was a green hint to them. Some companies produce a more grey look, others a more blue look. Some go for that slight green tinge. I'm not that fussy, although I do love Michael Myers and I do love Halloween. I think this is one of Sideshow's better attempts at a 6-scale figure. It was a toss-up between this and the Trick or Treat Studios version. I think this is more realistic, more screen accurate, but those overalls are done really, really well. The scale and proportions are not quite on point when it comes to displaying him next to the Loomis figure. Loomis should be slightly shorter, but it is what it is. The overalls themselves are nicely done. There's a little bit of weathering going on there, but not a vast amount. They look really good. The pockets are uneven at the top there, which is correct. The fit and the fall is very good, and the quality is very good. And from personal experience, Sideshow can be hit and miss with their figures. I've had some amazing figures from them. I've had some not so amazing figures from them. I think this is one of their better pieces. I really do like it a lot. I think that head sculpt in particular, that hairstyle is right. I love the sculpted hair, the way it's done, with those wisps over the ears there, and that small section hanging down. The rendition of the world famous mask, the Shatner mask, is done very, very well, although this guy does have a little scuff on the end of his nose where he took a bit of a nosedive. He's not the most stable on his pins, and that's always been an issue with a lot of sideshow figures, is that the quality of the bodies they use is never brilliant. Well, it's improved over recent years, but on the whole, their earlier work tended to be a little bit corner cutting in the body department. So the body's not the best in the world, but I love the proportions, I love the screen accuracy, and I love the presence of this Michael. As I say, I picked it over the Tots version because of I thought it was more screen accurate. Those boots are on point, and as I say, build, screen presence, and overall accuracy work for me. So that's Sideshow's take on Michael. And alongside him, the Tots take on Harold Loomis. Oh dear, on Donald Pleasence, aka Dr. Loomis. Now, this is not without its issues as well, this particular figure. The main ones here being the overcoat and the tan. The overcoat is completely the wrong colour, the wrong material. Although the fall on this is not bad at all, it just doesn't work for me, and I've meant to replace it, yet to get round to it. The material's too thin, the colour is too light, but underneath that you do have an excellent figure. The suit itself is really, really nicely done. The material is screen accurate with that brown colour. The tie and the shirt leave a little bit to be desired. The tailoring on that shirt's not the best in the world. That collar's a little bit too big. But what is the real chef's kiss and icing on the cake here is this Donald Pleasence head sculpt. I think they've done a cracking job here. It's only let down by being slightly too tanned in my opinion, but on the whole it is a phenomenal head sculpt. I think Tots excel themselves here with the sculpting of that beard with the white strands in it and the paint applications, the super glassy eyes which are the right colour. The weathering, the furrows on the eyebrows there, the hair around the back with that, and I'll try and spin this round, but these guys are freestanding, so let's pray they don't fall over. The hair is really, really well done on the Loomis figure, and overall, I think, bar a couple of minor niggles, Tots did a phenomenal job on this Donald Pleasence figure. So, yeah, side by side, to me, these two figures are Halloween. They sum up Halloween, and I think they just work brilliantly together, and that's what's earned them the number 9 slot. So, on to number 8. So, in at number 8, it's a controversial piece. Yes, it's Asmus Toys' take on Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams from Sam Raimi's seminal masterpiece, Evil Dead 2: Dead by Dawn. So, what has earned this the coveted number 8 spot? Well, let's talk about the controversy before we dive in with the figure. Yeah, there were some issues, shall we say? Well, lots of issues. There were issues about the spelling of Ash Williams' name on the base. There were issues around the body falling to pieces. There were issues about that head sculpt and the likeness, and it courted an awful lot of controversy on its release, this particular figure. But I really, really like it. Yes, I mean, I know Asmus Toys can be hit and miss with their figures, and we have had some disasters, it's fair to say, but I think this particular piece got a really, really undeserved bad rep on its release. Yes, I have done some work to it, and we'll cover that, but on the whole, I think this is a phenomenal piece. But let's start with that incredible diorama base meant to replicate the cabin. Now, Asmus Toys have pulled out all the stops here. Yes, it's a little soft in places. Those tendrils around the front there, those vines are a little soft in their sculpt and their paint application, but I do love that Evil Dead 2 nameplate on the front there with the wood effect. I think it just looks great. We'll spin this diorama around so you can just see the level of detail that's gone into it. Obviously meant to replicate the cabin, as I mentioned. Even around the back here, you've got the paint applications of the sculpture of that window there, all meant to look like wood, and it just comes off brilliantly, if a little on the soft side. But around the front, it really is something to behold. And as I say, pulled out all the stops, Asmus Toys here. You've got Henrietta in the fruit cellar there, the sculpt on that Henrietta. is phenomenal. It's got rooted hair, what little of it there is. It's gored up to the nines. It looks suitably screen accurate and suitably creepy with the arm reaching out from the cellar there. You've got the severed hand. Let's talk accessories. You've got the severed hand with this clutching the Kandarian dagger, really nicely done, really gored up. You've got the swap out head sculpt, which I think is very, very good. Now, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's a really, really good inclusion. It looks suitably screen accurate and bloody and gory and nasty. You also get a 6-scale Necronomicon with this. You get the chainsaw, you get the shotgun. It's everything that anybody could ever want, and the base itself even extends to this head in a vice, his girlfriend's head in a vice. Yes, that head sculpt could be a little bit better. That hair's the wrong colour. It's rooted and it's all over the place. The actual expression and those bared teeth are really nicely done, but on the whole, I just think it works, and it's on this upright section that holds the vice in place on the diorama. And then you've got the boarded up window behind Ash himself, which looks suitably wooden, very well painted, very well sculpted. So yeah, outstanding diorama base. The figure itself, proportions are pretty good, if not 100%, they're there. The outfit, really nicely done, and I've got to say though, it wasn't as weathered as this straight out of the box. Mr. Go Figure has weathered this figure and has added some extra weathering on the body and on the clothing, and touched up those blood paint applications there to give them a more vibrant and wet look and a bit more screen accurate. The shirt is ripped really nicely. That harness there for holding the boomstick, really well done. You've got the seamless arm, which just works very, very well with this figure. It needed a seamless arm, although you can swap out arms if you're wanting to go for the shirt that doesn't have all this damage on it, which does come included, and is a nice inclusion as well. Boomstick, really, really well done. As is the chainsaw there, very nicely weathered. Sculpt and paint applications, outstanding. That shirt, very, very well done. I did have to just rip it a little bit more and add some more weathering on the chest area there and some more blood paint applications, and also did that with the head sculpt as well. Now, yeah, this head sculpt caused a lot of controversy. Yes, it's not 100% Bruce Campbell, but damn, it's close, and I think Asmus Toys have done a very, very good job here. It's unmistakably Ash Williams, unmistakably Bruce Campbell. You've got that gore on the ear there, the hair's really nicely sculpted. Could be a little bit more defined with strands, but for a lot of the film he had it slicked back. It's the right colour, the right style. You've got that super square jawline that we associate with Bruce Campbell. The eyes are nice and glassy, the right colour. And that battle damage on the face, even with my augmentation without my augmentation straight out of the box, was very, very good. Just looks even better now with more gore running down his forehead. Those cuts and bruises and grazes are just a very, very good rendition, I think, of Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams. And the overall impact of this piece, I think this is what really, really works here. Along with that diorama display base, along with those fantastic accessories, make this a really, really outstanding piece from Asmus Toys, which has earned it 8th place in my top 10. So there you have it, folks. That's number 8. That is Bruce Campbell, aka Ash Williams, from Dead by Dawn, courtesy of Asmus Toys. On to number 7. Okay, folks, so the number 7 slot goes to a Redmond Toys figure. Now, probably some more controversy here as well. Redmond have a little bit of a reputation regarding their head sculpts and how they source them. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. This is about the figure, and I've got to say, I still think, even for its age, I think this is the 2.0 version actually of this particular figure, but I think Redmond Toys did an amazing job here with this particular piece. Now, Redmond Toys, how can I put this politely, have a bit of a reputation, as well as for dubiously sourcing their head sculpts, for not producing some of the most accurate and best figures in the world. I only have one other Redmond toy figure in the collection. That's David Kiefer Sutherland from Lost Boys. I think it's very, very good as well. In fact, I think it's that good. I think the head sculpt actually beats the recent Sideshow release of that particular figure. But we're here to look at Gary Oldman from Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula, and I think Redmond Toys did a stunning job here, regardless of how they went about producing this. And it's a very, very simple figure. The body is literally directly underneath that white sort of undergown that you see there, and that's it. You've just basically got 2 layers of clothing on this figure. The red slippers are done really, really well. You get a Dracula base there as well. But what really sets it apart from the superb head sculpt, is this phenomenal clothing. Limited to 2 pieces, as I say, but they've done it really well, and the screen accuracy is there in spades. You've got this super silky white undergown with that beautiful gold screen printed design on the front there. The proportions absolutely nailed on. The accuracy, the screen accuracy is there in spades. This red cape is a thing of absolute beauty. I don't think the lighting here will really do it justice. It's this wonderful, vibrant, deep red, and it's lined. It's black lined, which is screen accurate. The stitch work is really good, and the fit, the finish, and the flow of this cape, as you can see here. I mean, it is huge. It's an enormous size, and you've got to get some height on this guy to display him. I'll try and spin him around a little bit so you can see the back of this and just how much of it there is. But it's phenomenal for display. You can drape it, you can have it flowing or billowing. Would have been nice to have seen it wired as well. That would have been the icing on the cake, but I think they've done a superb job with that. Once again, you've got those gold dragon designs that look like they've been screen printed on the lapels there. And very simple, but it falls beautifully. The materials here that Redmond have used are excellent, and it just works. It just works for Mr. Go figure. But the icing on the cake, let's talk about this Gary Oldman head sculpt. I think this is superb, regardless of where it came from. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. The likeness is there in spades. I struggle to find any angle with this particular head sculpt where it isn't Gary Oldman as Dracula. I think it just is superb. The skin tones and textures there are amazing to give it that deathly pallor. The lack of eyebrows there. The eyes are wonderfully done, super glassy, with a hint of red around the edges there. He's got that sort of knowing smirk going on there, which is just beautiful, with the lips really thin and well done. The creasing on the face and the paint applications on the face are excellent to give it that deathly pallor, and you get almost like a vein work going on, if the light's capturing this, underneath the surface of the skin, which is great. Hair, sculpted plastic, that unique and iconic style of hair, very well done. Yes, there's a bit of a visible seam line going on the side there, but overall the individual strands are picked out, the colour's right, and the sculpt is excellent. And around the back, if I can spin him round here, you can see that huge sort of braid at the back there, which I think is excellent. Now, that is sculpted plastic, and I think it probably works a lot. It would fall a little bit better if it had been rooted, but then again, that would have upped the price. I think for what it is, it just works exceptionally well. So the hair, absolutely beautifully done, and the head sculpt overall, I think, is phenomenal. The accessories that come with this figure, not an awful lot. You get his lantern, which he's gripping in the hand here, in his left hand. You get numerous swap out hands, and they're done really well. You've got the Dracula signet ring on the right hand there. The fingernails are very long and very well painted. You get this lantern, he's clutching this lantern here, which is all metal, which is a great inclusion. And it has a battery operated feature. If the light's catching this, there's a flickering candle on the inside there, run by a button cell battery. Probably not getting it in this light, but really nice addition. And you also get the sword as well. Now, this sword is metal, which is great to see, and unfortunately is a proper pain in the backside to get him to hold it, because the hands really weren't designed for this metal sword, so it falls out if you so much as look at it, but that's a minor niggle. I think what Redmond Toys have given us overall here is a phenomenal rendition of Gary Oldman from Bram Stoker's Dracula, brought to us by Francis Ford Coppola. I think this is an amazing piece. I think it still holds up today. It's imposing, it makes a great centerpiece. eyes are drawn to it. I think the accuracy and the overall work that they've done here is exemplary from Redmond Toys, even though they're not known for doing exemplary work. So there you have it, folks. That's the number 7 slot to Redmond Toys' take on Dracula, but what's at number 6? Okay folks, so coming in at number 6 is a figure which I never expected to see this high up in my personal favourites. It's a figure that caught me completely off guard when it was released earlier this year, and a company who I never expected to be this high up my top 10. Yeah, it's Sideshow's take on Tim Curry as Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Yeah, I was not for 6 when Sideshow gave us this. As I mentioned earlier in this video, Sideshow can be inconsistent, to put it politely, but when they get it right, oh, crikey, they get it right, and they got it right a couple of times this year. I think they got it right with their Beetlejuice figure as well, but this one really came out of left field for me, took my breath away, and has earned it a spot in my personal top 10 favourites. So, where to start with this figure? Padded body, the proportions are absolutely nailed on. That is unmistakably Tim Curry as Pennywise. The screen accuracy, once again, it's here in spades. The outfit itself is completely screen accurate. The colours are right, the materials are really good. You've got a padded body, as I mentioned, underneath that suit there. That yellow sort of overall underneath there with the stripes at the bottom that are overly long with the shoes just peeking out there. Absolutely on point. Worth mentioning as well, once again, we're on the Bloodshot TB Lig Fyson base here, not the base that this figure comes with. Unfortunately, Sideshow didn't go all in. It could have used a diorama base here, but once again, they gave us the horrible hexagon, which we shall say no more about. But the outfit itself, yeah, those pom-poms on the front, really, really nice. And it is one of those figures where it's relatively simple, the outfit, but it's essential that you get the accuracy and the colouring right, and I think Sideshow have nailed it on here. Accessories, let's talk accessories. You get these fantastic balloons, which are actually on these solid wires, so there's no issues with it falling. You get multiple swap out hands, so you can go for all kinds of gloved or sort of the monster tearing through the glove look if you're wanting that. You get a swap out head sculpt with bared teeth. I tend to use this one. I think this is slightly more iconic. I think it just works better for me, this one, but the swap out head sculpt is exemplary as well. Now, let's talk about this head sculpt. Sideshow really did knock it out of the park here. Once again, from any angle here, this is unmistakably Pennywise, unmistakably Tim Curry. Relatively straightforward, but they've just nailed it in every department. That white clown makeup, perfect. That smile, let's talk about that smile. It is just right, absolutely nailed on. Those teeth, really well done. The eyes are the right shape, they're super glassy. The makeup around the eyes, beautifully well done. There's a hint of red in those eyes, and overall, damn near perfect head sculpt, if not actually perfect. They've gone for the rooted hair here. Well, I think it's actually wool that they've used here, but it just works. As I say, it works on both this and the swap out monster head sculpt as well. Just really excellent work here. The body doesn't suffer with those issues that we talked about that Sideshow bodies can suffer from, with super janky joints and so on. The joints here are secure. The body itself feels quality. The posability is there as well in buckets, and the outfit, even down to those ruffs around the neck, just really well done. And as I say, a figure that came along and took me a little bit by surprise, just how good it actually is. I think overall, Sideshow have nailed it here in just about every department. I cannot find anything wrong with this figure. I think down with the stitch work, the clothing, the colours, the proportions, the screen accuracy, it's just it was just a triumph for Sideshow, and proved to me that Sideshow actually, when they put their mind to it, they can produce some amazing figures, and they just excelled themselves here. I think they gave us an amazing Tim Curry, an amazing Pennywise. So there you have it, folks. That is Sideshow's take on Pennywise the Clown. On to the next. So in at number 5, it's Caustic Plastic's first appearance in this top 10, but I suspect not their last. And it's their take on the legends that are Peter Cushing as Van Helsing and Christopher Lee as Dracula from the horror of Dracula. And straight away, I've got to say, Caustic Plastic have been absolutely knocking it out of the park this year, and I expect them to do the same next year. They have been producing some stunning figures, some amazing 1/6 scale work from movies that I want to see, from characters that I love and I want in my collection, and these two are no exception. I've waited for a long time for these two to be done justice in 1/6 scale, and Caustic Plastic didn't disappoint. Let's start at the bottom. Once again, we're using the TB League and Fison Bloodshot base here, but they do come with the usual high quality magnetic stands, and Caustic Plastic could teach other manufacturers an awful lot about producing magnetic bases that work. But the figures themselves, proportions nailed on, screen accuracy there in spades. Those head sculpts, well, we'll get to those, but let's start with Van Helsing and this outfit. Now, Caustic Plastic collectors who have the Nosferatu figure will recognize the material in this coat straight away. It's sort of this deep, thick, brushed suede almost. It is absolutely luxurious, beautiful to the touch. It looks phenomenal. The stitch work is amazing, and this is just one of the areas I think that Caustic Plastic excel at is the outfits and the materials that they use. They don't skimp on the materials, and the stitch work, fall, cut and screen accuracy are phenomenal, and this is no exception. It's just a beautiful piece of 6 scale tailoring. He's got the grey suit going on underneath, but you don't see much of that. Overall, yeah, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. That fur collar around the neck area looks phenomenal. You've got the scarf going on underneath, the cream-coloured scarf, and he's fully clothed underneath all that as well. Let's talk about the accessories. They come in spades. Not only do you get the magnetic bases, you get crucifixes made out of candlesticks, you get normal candlesticks, you get multiple swap-out hands, which are incredibly expressive, particularly with the Christopher Lee figure. But overall, yeah, the Van Helsing figure is a thing of beauty. Let's talk about that head sculpt. Absolutely excellent Cushing head sculpt, I think, this one. The skin tones, the textures, the sculpt itself, the eyes are the right colour, super glassy. That profile there of Cushing, which is iconic, just superbly done. The only issue I would say I have here is I would like to have seen a sculpt minus hat. The hat is actually sculpted on, although it's the right colour, the right size, the right style. I would like to have seen a swap out head sculpt without the hat, but that's just me. The hair that you can see is beautifully well done. Creasing on where the eyebrows meet there and on the forehead. The colour in the lips. Overall, it's just a phenomenal Peter Cushing head sculpt, in my opinion, and a superb piece of work from Caustic Plastic, and a fitting tribute to the legend that was Peter Cushing there. So on to Christopher Lee, on to Dracula himself. Once again, immaculate tailoring, tailored within an inch of its life, super high quality cotton. The suit is just amazingly done, that high collared suit there. It's a three-piece. You've got the vest and the waistcoat underneath. The fall, the fit, the finish, not a loose thread to be seen, everything just nailed on. The opera cape drops beautifully and is aligned, as you can see, with this super shiny material, and it just looks amazing, even down to cufflinks in the shirt itself. The quality of the materials, as I say, are faultless here from Caustic Plastic. If I had a minor complaint, I would say that cape, the cord they've used in the top of that cape could have been a little bit thinner. It's a little bit too thick for me, but that's just a minor niggle in what is a truly superb piece here. Articulation on both these figures is exceptional, as we've come to expect from Caustic Plastic. Superposable, even within the limitations of the outfits themselves. The expressive hands that come with the Christopher Lee figure are a thing of beauty. Sculpted in fingernails are amazing, just slightly longer than your average fingernails to give that slight menace. But the bone structure, the vein work is superb, as we've come to expect. I think Caustic Plastic should get an award just for their hands alone, if there was such a thing. Let's talk about this Lee head sculpt. Once again, an amazing sculpt here, unmistakably Christopher Lee, unmistakably Dracula. The skin tones and textures are on a par with that of the Van Helsing figure. The eyes, the right colour, that sort of chestnut brown, is super glassy. Once again, you've got the creasing in the right places, the texturing is done incredibly well, and that hair as well, with that hint of grey at the temples there, spreading out around the back, and that's semi-slick back look, with it gradiating into that deep black, that lustrous, shiny black hair is captured beautifully. And in profile, once again, as with the Cushing figure, this is just an amazing piece. And not an angle here, and I'm going to spin these guys around just a little bit so you can see this. There isn't an angle here where these guys just don't work in 1/6 scale. They are amazing, and I absolutely love them, and a worthy holder of the number 5 slot, I think, in my top 10. So there you have it, folks. That is Caustic Plastic's take on the legends that were Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. On to number 4. So at number 4, yes, it's another Caustic Plastic entry, the company that can do no wrong in 1/6 scale, and it's their take on Nosferatu from F.W. Murnau's classic silent movie. What can I say about this figure that hasn't already been said? Not a lot, probably, but we'll have a quick look at him. The base, yeah, it's the usual Caustic Plastic magnetic stand we all know and love, and it just looks great with that cobbled street effect look on there. But overall, it's the proportions, it's the screen accuracy, it's everything about this figure that have earned it that 4th place spot. It truly is a superb piece of work here from Caustic Plastic. And at the risk of this turning into a Caustic Plastic gush fest, yeah, top 10, the top 5 at least, I think are going to be littered with KP figures. But yeah, let's have a quick look around him. We mentioned that that material that they used in the coat here being very similar to the Van Helsing Peter Cushing figure, and yeah, it's just beautiful, beautifully tailored. Proportions absolutely nailed on. Tall and thin, as Max Schreck was. The screen accuracy is there in spades. Suit tailored within an inch of its life, not a stray thread or out of scale stitch to be seen. Those shoes suitably weathered, creased, just look amazing. Moving up to that coat, the coat really is a thing of beauty. As I said, that those buttons are just phenomenally done with the material clasps going on there. The feel of this particular coat is just, it feels premium, it feels quality, as does the Van Helsing coat, and it's so tactile and nice to touch. It feels expensive, but the screen accuracy is there with those slight raised areas at the shoulders there, where the stitching has doubled up a little bit. The black areas of the cuffs being just the right size, and that contrasting colour there. Overall, just a phenomenal piece of work in the tailoring department, and it doesn't actually hinder the articulation too much. Let's spin him round the back here. It's a simple design, this coat, but it's just so well done. Those pleats up the back, those buttons in the back, you can see that stitch work there is next level stuff here from Caustic Plastic. Those slightly ruched shoulders there, slightly hunched over, but not too much to give him that hunched over, a limited neck look that Schreck had in the original movie. And having seen the original movie on numerous occasions, I can personally vouch for the screen accuracy here. The hands. Now, we've talked about Caustic Plastic hands. I still say to this day, I think these are some of the best hands I have ever seen on a 1/6 scale figure. The sculpt, the paint applications, the vein work, the reddening on the knuckles, those amazing nails, and how that gloss paint application on those nails there, and how they sort of gradiate into that red effect at the end of the fingers there. Just some incredible hands that Caustic Plastic have given us here. And talking accessories, this comes with multiple swap out arms, some super expressive hands. Swap out at the forearms, which is unusual, which I think is great to see. It can make for a little bit of a ball ache when you're swapping them out, because you have to roll up the sleeves of this coat, and this coat is quite tight, so it looks correct. So it can be a little bit of a time-consuming operation there, swapping out the arms, but that's a minor niggle, really, for the authenticity of them. And it comes with all manner of other accessories as well. You get rats, as you can see here. There's a locket. You get that superb coffin done in plastic, superbly sculpted to look like wood, with that hole at the front there. So you can even pose the figure in that coffin, having peeking out through that cracked and broken section at the front there. So overall, yeah, just phenomenal accessories, phenomenal clothing, incredible proportions, hands, accessories, everything just nailed on. But let's talk head sculpt. This is really some outstanding work here from Caustic Plastic in capturing Max Schreck. It's the detailing on this head sculpt, I think, that really sets it head and shoulders, forgive the pun, apart from a lot of other 1/6 scale manufacturers. It's the detail, that wool hair behind the ears there being real, and those super elongated bat-like ears. The profile absolutely on point with that hook nose, the redness around the eyes, the teeth superbly well done, those trademark two fangs at the front there, excellent skin texturing and tone. Just overall, it can't be faulted, this head sculpt, in my opinion. The eyes suitably glassy, suitably wide and manic, and they reflect the light beautifully. You get a spare head sculpt with this particular figure, but this is the one that I prefer to sport in the display. You get the head sculpt with a hat on, which is not quite as menacing, more thoughtful, but I prefer to use this one. But it's great to have that option to swap up the display if you're wanting to get that variety in there. And overall, once again, another figure from Caustic Plastic that I simply can't find fault with. There is nothing here that I would change. I think it is an amazing piece of work and a fitting tribute to the classic silent movie Nosferatu. So there you have it, folks. That's the #4th place spot. But what's at number 3? Well, I doubt the number 3 entry in this top 10 is going to surprise anybody. Yes, it's Caustic Plastic again, and this time it is Bela Lugosi as Dracula. And this is going to turn into a bit of a KP gushfest, I suspect, but yeah, what earned it that 3rd place? Well, it sort of speaks for itself, this figure. I think it's sort of become legendary in the 6 scale world. It is absolutely amazing in my opinion, but we will do as we always do. Let's start at the bottom. Once again, we've got him on that TB League Feist and Bloodshot base, but just because I think it works with so many figures. But yeah, you get the magnetic stand with this, you get multiple swap out hands, you get a swap out head sculpt. This is the one I prefer. I think this is the more iconic look for Lugosi, but yeah, let's talk proportions. This is such an imposing piece, as are most of Caustic Plastic's figures, to be honest with you. The Nosferatu, the Cushing, the Lee. They just draw your eyes to them, and this, I think, is up there with some of their finest work to date. The tailoring, once again, I'm not going to bang on too much about the tailoring because I've done that in the previous Caustic Plastic figures, but the screen accuracy and the quality of materials and the work that they've done here on this outfit is breathtaking. It really is. It's the details that make this, from that deep red interior of the cape itself, the subtle details like the stripe up the side of the pants, the beautiful work that's gone into that white vest, white shirt and white bow tie to get that sheen and fall, the chain from the pockets of the vest itself, all absolutely excellent. The suit, tailored within an inch of its life again. You've got a tailcoat going on underneath there, which is great to see, and that it's that high-waisted short jacket section at the front, which is sort of synonymous with Lugosi's Dracula. The cape itself, is it can be a bit difficult to get it to fall right and to sit right, but once you've done it, it is breathtaking, and it's one of those figures that sits in my 1/6 scale collection, and I always feel like it's just going to get up and walk away on its own. It's just going to smile at me and disappear. I think it is that lifelike. The proportions of Lugosi there are absolutely nailed on. It wasn't the tallest guy in the world, and he had quite unique proportions, and they've got that perfectly here, Caustic Plastic. Let's talk about the hands. Well, what can I say that I haven't already said about Caustic Plastic hands? Multiple swap out hands here. The expressiveness of these hands is superb, and once again, skin tone, texturing, bone work, reddening at the knuckles, it's all there, and that signet ring on the left hand as well is included too, even down to the pocket handkerchief in the top left there. The bow tie is beautifully tailored, and just overall, this thing is a thing of beauty for any horror fan, I think. But for Mr. Go Figure, once again, this was something that was I never thought I would see done in 1/6 scale and done this well. But there isn't an area here where they haven't nailed it on. The head sculpt. Let's talk head sculpts. It speaks for itself, doesn't it, really, this one? I think this is as close to perfection as we're ever going to see in a 1/6 scale head sculpt. There isn't an angle here where they haven't absolutely nailed this on. It is simply superb, from the skin tones and the textures, the slight imperfections that you can see maybe there on that left cheek if the light's catching it. The eyes are the right colour, super glassy. They've got that subtle shading underneath, that subtle darkness that gave Lugosi that extra menace. The hair just slicked back, simply slicked back and black, but it looks absolutely phenomenal with those individual strands that you can see at the hairline there. The eyebrows, the furrow between the eyebrows, the lipstick, because he did wear lipstick when he filmed this to accentuate his lips, and they've got a slight gloss to them, which is screen accurate. And overall, as I say, I'm moving around this head sculpt, and hopefully you're getting that feeling of just how impressive it is and how lifelike it is from any angle. Just a breathtaking figure from a company who have things that I think some other companies don't, which is passion. And I think that shows in this piece. It is truly phenomenal, and as a horror collector, I am just so happy to have it in the collection. So there you go, folks. The third place spot goes to, yet again, Caustic Plastic and their take on Bela Lugosi as Dracula. So onwards and upwards, let's find out what's at number 2. So it's time for the number 2 slot, folks, and this might come as a bit of a shock to regulars to the channel, because they will know my passion for these two custom pieces. It is Beef Treats the Zombie and Bub the Zombie from George A. Romero's classic sequel, Day of the Dead. Now, it may come as a shock because regulars will know my passion for these two figures, the fact that they are probably two of the most favourite pieces in the entire collection, not just the horror section. But yeah, it was an incredibly difficult decision shifting these two guys down to second place. But there is a reason for that. But let's have a quick look around Beef Treats and Bub. Now, there's some shout outs required here because there were a lot of people involved in the production of these figures. Bub himself, the outfit and the body, they were produced by Carl. Now, Carl runs a site called 1/6 Scale Horror, and he was responsible for the body. Steve over at Stevie's Custom Figures was responsible for the actual head sculpt for this particular piece, but it was painted by Custom Paint Central, so a lot of people involved in the production of Bub. Beef Treats, not quite as many, but that was Dan, the 6 scale man, who did the body and the clothing for Beef Treats. And the actual head sculpt itself and the hands were done by Legio 6 Workshop, and they were responsible for the sculpt and the paint applications there. But yeah, let's have a quick look around them. I mean, I am a huge fan of George A. Romero. I am a huge fan of his, he was the pioneer really for me of zombie movies, and I never thought I would ever have Beef Treats or Bub in 1/6 scale in the collection. But we'll have a quick look around. Let's start with Bub. Bub has got that denim outfit on. It's screen accurate, weathered within an inch of its life as it needs to be. It's filthy, it's covered in blood, it's covered in dirt and grime, and looks absolutely excellent. Proportions are very, very good. Not so good when you put him next to Beef Treats, because the actor who played Beef Treats was slightly shorter. Howard Sherman's a tall guy, so yeah, on its own it works, but yeah, next to some other 1/6 scale figures, maybe the proportions are slightly off. But that doesn't stop my love for it. That denim jacket, really, really well done. That red check shirt underneath, although you can hardly see that it's red check because it's covered in blood and gore and all kinds of unpleasantness. But it's there, and it's been ripped and torn and weathered at the on the hemline there. The jeans fall really, really well. He's got boots on, which is screen accurate. He's got that chain, that real metal chain around his neck, and that collar as well. And overall proportions, screen accuracy, and attention to detail here are next level. But it's really, as with most zombies, it's the head and the hands that make. The hands are really nicely done. Now, he's got a bluish hue here, but aficionados of the movie will know that he, depending on what sort of medium you're watching it on, whether you're watching it on DVD or an old VHS or 4K or you're streaming it, the hue of Bub's skin did change a little bit throughout the film. Sometimes he had a more green hue, sometimes a more blue hue, but they've gone for the blue look here, and I think it just really, really works. And you know, a hats off here to the head sculpt as well. This head sculpt is phenomenal. The likeness to Howard Sherman, I think, is very, very good indeed. And I love the expression that they've gone for here, with that mouth just falling to one side. It is just Bub all over. That wet look paint application in the mouth there, those grizzled teeth, the sunken eyes, the dead flesh is creased all over the face itself, which is absolutely on point. Hair's really, really well done. And just overall, I think this is an outstanding head sculpt, an outstanding custom head sculpt. Outside of the mainstream, I think it's just really, really excellent. And overall, I think the impact of this figure, if you're a fan of George A. Romero's work, can't be denied. I think he's a great looking figure. I think they work brilliantly together, and as I say, still some of my favorite figures in the collection. That includes horror and everything else as well. I never thought, as I say, I'd see these guys in 6 scale and done this well. If there was a fire, these most certainly would be the first figures that I rescued. Let's have a quick look at Beef Treats here. Now, the jacket itself on Beef Treats isn't 100% accurate. The closest that the custom makers could get to this was, I think this is actually from a Snatch Brad Pitt figure, unless I'm very much mistaken. But once again, proportions are on point, articulation is great. Screen accuracy is there. If that jacket is a little bit on the long side, it should be a little bit shorter, but that's a minor niggle. Boots are really well done. Those workman boots. He even comes with his hard hat, nice hat asshole. The jeans, really well done and weathered. Metal chain once again running up to that collar at the neck. The shirt is suitably grimy, suitably messy, as is the tie. But once again, it's the hands here that really stand out with those blue deathly pallor shades. The blood spatter, the vein work and the bone work in the hands is phenomenal, and the bloody palms as well. There's blood up the shirt, there's blood on the hands, and it just looks absolutely excellent in my opinion. And onto that phenomenal head sculpt. I think once again, as with the Bub head sculpt, an outstanding job here. That hairstyle is just right. That slightly damp, glossy look to it. Individual strands picked out. The face itself, you've got those lumps over the left eye and on the cheeks there. Those almost boils. They're almost like boils coming off his face there. The rip on the side of the cheek here with the wet look blood paint application. Really good. The blue hue to the lips The wet look paint applications in the mouth and those gnarly, nasty teeth looking excellent. Furrows in the eyebrows. Overall, yeah, colour, paint applications, the sculpt, the screen accuracy, all absolutely nailed on, and makes for a phenomenal piece in the collection, and a wonderful centerpiece, I think, from my zombie collection. So there you have it, folks. These are the custom pieces that have made it to number 2. It's Bub and Beef Treats from Day of the Dead. So cue the drum roll, cue the fanfare, it's on to number 1. Okay folks, so the coveted number 1 spot in Mr. Go Figures' favourite 1/6 scale horror action figures goes to, yes, you've guessed it, it's Caustic Plastic. This is going to come as no surprise to regulars to the channel. I forgot to mention earlier on in this video, all the figures you'll see here in this top 10 have been reviewed on the channel. So if you're wanting to see them in a little bit more detail, a little bit more up close and personal, I'll drop a couple of links at the end of this video, and check out the homepage as well. They're all on there. So what can I say about this piece and Caustic Plastic? Why has it got to number 1? Well, it is truly amazing. Only been recently released, this piece, but this has probably the first piece to elevate 1/6 scale action figures into art, in my opinion. This is truly epic, this piece. Yes, it is absolutely enormous. It comes on this paving slab of the base here. It's all polystone, as are the vast majority of the accessories. It's huge, it's heavy, and I don't care, because I think it is absolutely phenomenal. What Caustic Plastic have done here is, I mean, I didn't think that they could excel themselves even more. I mean, they've given us Bela Lugosi, Nosferatu, you've seen those, Cushing and Lee, but what they've done here, really, it took my breath away from the moment I opened the box, and it still does now, even days after it arriving. What you've got here is something phenomenal. Let's talk about this base. As I mentioned, one huge paving slab of polystone at the bottom. You're going to need some acreage in your display to display this thing. It's got this beautiful rug on the top here. The sculpting, the paint applications are phenomenal. The accessories, you get the music stand, you get the violin, you obviously get this ridiculous organ, you get the music and the opera that the Phantom is composing. You get his letters to the new owners of the Paris Opera House. You get this plastic urn which is painted to look like pewter and looks phenomenal. You get an inkwell and quill. You get a violin, you get a violin bow. It's the gift that just keeps giving. And obviously you get the Phantom himself, as played by Lon Chaney. Just an incredible piece. Let's talk about the accessories first. That violin, superbly well done, superbly painted to look like wood with those plastic strings and the bow there. The music stand, once again, painted to look like wood, and all magnetic. All of the accessories you see here, even the ones on top of the piano, on top of the organ, are magnetic as well. So there's no issues with this getting knocked or bits and pieces falling off it. Let's talk about the Phantom figure. Sat on top of that beautifully sculpted polystone seating arrangement there, with his feet on the pedals of the organ. It is vast, it's heavy, but boy is it amazing. The figure itself, what can I say? We've talked about the tailoring and the materials that Caustic Plastic used, and they've gone all in again here with that opera cape. It's beautifully done, it falls incredibly well. The suit itself is amazing. The materials, the stitch work, all absolutely on point. The proportions here, now Lon Chaney wasn't a big guy. He's wearing stacked heels, which is screen accurate. He wasn't a tall guy or a thick set guy, and they've caught that beautifully here. But whether you have him seated at the organ or whether you have him stood in any pose that you choose, he works on this magnetic base incredibly well. And there are magnets all over this thing. They hold up the music stand, they'll hold up the figure just about anywhere on the base itself. You can even add other figures if you were that way inclined. The stitch work and the tailoring on this piece are phenomenal. That opera cape, beautifully done. You've got that sort of sash tie thing going on, really, really nice. The wing-collared shirt, amazingly well done, all perfect as far as I can see here. Hands, we've already spoken about Caustic Plastic hands, but they've done it again here. Multiple swap out hands, all incredibly expressive, all amazingly painted with sculpted in bone work and vein work and reddening at the knuckles, and it's just the gift, as I say, that keeps giving here. Let's talk about that head sculpt. Breathtaking in my opinion. Now Lon Chaney obviously was not only an amazing actor, but he was an expert in practical makeup effects, and he did his own makeup for the movie, and Caustic Plastic have captured that look perfectly here. From the sallow, gaunt skin to the deep set eyes, which are open wide and manically, bloodshot at the edges there, super glassy. You've got those sort of purple effect around the eyes there, making them even more set back in the skull. That mouth, really, really well done. Those craggy teeth in the mouth there that have got that veneer on them, but still look ghastly and ghoulish. The hairstyle perfectly captured. That centre parting there, which hides the access to the purse system really, really well. And this really does benefit from those moving eyes. I've got them set off to one side here, which just really, really gives it an extra dimension of menace. Fantastic work here. The organ itself, the paint applications on that keyboard are just next level stuff. The sheen, the gloss on there, the wood effect in the organ and in the stand. I could go on about this piece for hours and just gush forever. It is a work of genius in my opinion, and just an incredible addition to any 6-scale collection. If you're a fan of classic horror, or even if you're not a fan of classic horror, if you're just a fan of 1/6 scale pieces, this thing is sheer genius, and I absolutely love it, and a well-deserved first place in my opinion. So there you have it, folks. That is Caustic Plastic's take on Lon Chaney as Phantom of the Opera, my #1 favourite horror 1/6 scale figure. But what are your thoughts on this piece? What are your thoughts on any of the other pieces that have been featured in this top 10? Am I getting it completely wrong? Have I got this in the wrong order? Have I missed something out? Please drop a comment in the comment section below. I'd be fascinated to hear your take. And I suppose all that remains for me to say is, from the work of art that is Caustic Plastic's 1/6 scale take on Lon Chaney, and all the other figures that have been featured in this top 10, a massive thank you for watching, as always. A happy Halloween, and until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.